Hi, this is Paulo from Chupan Games, and today we will start the second part of our criteria course. We will start understanding how the action step works in a network game. Let's look at this. We have this skill action and we ask for an input field for the actor and a roll dice. The first thing you have to understand is this. The actor input and the game master input are done at the same time. When we start this action, both actor and game master will be asked to input this information at the same time. However, we must relearn what is an actor input and what is a game master input. A game master input is simple, is for the game master. But what is an actor? Actor is the one who does the action. If it's an NPC, the actor input and the game master input are effectively the same, okay? But if the actor is a player, then this will be input in a computer at the player home, and this will be input at another computer in the network at the game master home. Keep in mind that these inputs may be in different computers, and that's why we have the resolution area, and that this area is executed after all the input is collected. However, the enemy input is always done after both of these first two. Why? Because someone has to select the enemies. In this case, the game master will select the enemies in the skill input. Of course, we can only have the enemy input after the enemies have been selected. The order of this action skill is always actor and game master at the same time, and after that we have the enemy input. But one thing is certain, at the resolution area we will always have all inputs collected. I have put two windows in my computer, one for the game master and one for the player. This one is the game master and this one is the player. I will start for the player the simple task, a skill test. So I will click here and immediately appears here what I should choose. Let's review this again, okay? Because I am the actor, here I have the skill. The roll dice will appear after I click on accept, okay? But let's look at the game master screen. Remember that I said that this is done at the same time. Here, it appears an icon for the game master to complete the action initiated by the player. When the game master clicks here, it will start the game master input. So I will start this and the fixed DC appears, okay? Now, again, I will go to this and we will understand now what this means. This part here, if other input and if other input equals etc., etc., is to be used when there are some fields that are optional. For instance, if the other input, which is this one here, because it's fixed DC, if the fixed DC is true, we need another input, which is the DC value. But if the fixed DC is false, then we need to select enemies. Let's go there. This is the game master, so I will click fixed DC. Immediately, a new field appears because we programmed that way, okay? And I will choose 15, okay? And I will accept. And then what will happen? Let's look at this again. Since there's no enemy input, because this is false, this is only work if this input fixed DC is false, but it is true. I checked it. So it will not pass here. It will not ask for this area. It can go to the resolution, but only after the player does its input. Now let's do the opposite. As game master, we will choose the actor and we'll ask him to do a skill action. The fixed DC appeared here because it's a game master input, okay? But this time I will choose enemies. I will choose the NPCs here. And here we have the skill, and we will try to do a hide. I will try to hide from those guys. Okay. Now pick accept, and I will do a spot check. Okay, here I'm rolling for giant bullywug and werebore, and here we have the journal. The journal says that the wizard hide gives me a 3 because I choose one, rolled 1. The giant bullywug spot is 10 and the werebore spot is 16. So we failed against both of them. Let's look at the player's journal. It's not the same. You will notice that the result is here, but the details from the NPC roles are not here. And this is important because the player cannot see how the enemy is rolled in the details. There's an option in the main menu to show enemy info to players. I personally will never do that. Now I will start another thing. I will change the character. Now I'm controlling the barbarian, and the barbarian will try a skill, and we'll try to diplomacy against my own other character. Except I roll a die. Game. Here I am the game master. So I have to choose if this roll it will be a fixed DC or enemies. But you want to roll against his own character and maybe one mine character. Okay, just for you to understand how this works. Okay, I will click accept, and then I will choose the enemy skill, which will be sense motive. Okay, I will click accept. Okay. 19. it does not fool me. And here I have rolled sense motive for this guy. Now I will accept. I will roll. You may have noticed that we are going and back into different computers because of our input. Okay, and the enemy works much like the actor. If the input is to be done by enemy, the player who controls the enemy will do the roll or will do the input. Since I control both, I roll the die for both of them. Since the player is using his own characters, he rolled everything. Barbarian diplomacy, wizard, giant bullywug, wizard sense motive, giant bullywug sense motive. That's okay. Okay, everything is here. Let's look here. Diplomacy, wizard sense motive, giant bullywug. You will see again that I have the information about the wizard because I control the wizard and the barbarian, but I don't have the details for the bullywug. Okay, the details for the bullywug are only in the game master area.